Hi there, Darren Shane here with Ace on Fitness Human Trainer. Going to be showing you here a golf workout. So we've done a blog post just here are the exercises to help link these movements. So we've got several different sets of straps. We've got our main straps, got our foot cradles set up for our core movements. We've got our shorter straps, which are our versatility anchors with our handles, and our main straps here. If you didn't have these, you could just grab your second ring though, just so you could clip that up to that height real easily. Good. So first exercise is going to be a warm up here. So that's going to be our Human Trainer arm circles. So you got your knees slightly bent in that sort of athletic position. You could also be in that offset position there, in that sort of split stance. And all we're doing is we're just working on building some of that range of motion in the shoulders. Knees are soft. You can get those shoulders and the head to follow those hands. And it's really all about just warming up those shoulder muscles that when you're actually going into that real golf swing, you've already got some of that torso warmed up as well as your shoulders. Next movement we're going into is our Human Trainer squat and row. So that's going to be linking our lower body legs to our arms and our back muscles. Golf is such an anterior frontal movement that we want to make sure that we're working that posterior chain, our back muscles, to ensure that we're staying balanced. So we're setting ourselves up with feet about hip width apart, about 1.5 feet from the actual straps, slightly in a non-vertical position, squatting down, hips back and down, and then pulling right up to the armpits, really making sure that those straps don't stay loose, that they're nice and tight throughout the movement. Good. You can also rotate those wrists, making sure that you keep those straps nice and firm. Nice powerful pull as you come up. Again, great exercise warming up the legs and the arms together. From here we move on to our foot cradles here. So we're working a bit of that core muscles. The benefit of having a stable core is that when we're actually going there and we're hitting that ball, our hips are staying in that stationary plane versus taking a swing and our hips going all over the place, which often results into a hook of a swing or maybe even a fade. So when we get into these guys here for our plank, go down to our knees, we'll grab our foot cradle, we'll put one toe in, we'll grab the opposite foot cradle, put our toes in there. We're going to be on our forearms. You could also do those up on the arms. The forearms is just my preference, especially if you've got any wrist issues. So we want these straps staying as straight and vertical as possible. We want to make sure that we're not running, sort of arching that back or losing that toe. We want to keep a bit of a lift. We don't want to arch the neck, so keep that chin slightly pulled in. Draw that belly in, firmly pressing into the toes. We can sit there and hold that there for roughly 30 seconds in a minute. Similar to those movements like our squat and a row, probably linking anywhere from 12 to 15 repetitions would be great. Next move we're going to do with our feet still in our foot cradles, we'll be now moving into our push-ups. So those are suspended push-ups. We're really trying to focus on keeping our hips nice and level for stability, and then working that upper body, shoulders and chest just to build a bit more strength and power. So we want to make sure that we have our hands nice and wide apart, really rooting into the fingers to protect the wrist and the carpal area. We don't want that low back, we want to keep a bit of a lift. Again, chin slightly tucked in, good push up down, firing them right back up. Making sure that we're breathing. And that's going to be that foot cradle push up. We're done with that one. Again, just bend down, you'll take your one foot out of the strap, put the knee down, and just take the opposite foot out of the strap. Moving next into our reverse flies. As I was saying, it's so important to make sure that because golf is so much in the frontal plane, that we want to make sure that we are strengthening the back. So going into reverse flies, grabbing a good grip on your wrist in that neutral position. As a beginner, you could even be in this offset position so that when you're doing the movement, as we reach our arms out, you've got your legs to sort of help support you with that movement. But otherwise, weight up on the heels. We don't want those hips back, we want those hips up nice and high. And we're reaching those arms out to the side, coming back with control. Remembering to breathe. Trying not to shrug our shoulders. Again, 12 to 15 repetitions. Great exercise. We're up targeting those upper trapezius muscles, those rhomboids, those muscles of the back. From there, we move into our biceps. And the reason that we obviously want to work our bicep muscles, stronger arms, That helps to prevent injuries from golfer's elbow by making sure that the big muscles are doing the work, and also for that ability to have a little bit more club head speed. The stronger the hands, the stronger the arms, it's just going to generate more power. So, setting up for this guy, same way. As a beginner, you could be in that offset position. Otherwise, weight up on the heels, feet are hip width apart. And what we're trying to achieve here is a pulling to the ears, where we're keeping it fixed and stable from our shoulder to our elbow. So, setting ourselves up, here we go. Hips up high again, we're not dipping our hips. So we're keeping those hips up, we're not thrusting those hips. Right to the ears, controlled coming back. If it gets a little difficult, you can just walk further back to have a little bit of a less steep angle, which will result in less resistance. Good, that's going to be our biceps. Similar repetition range, 12 to 15. We're moving next into our triceps, which are going to be the back of the arms. Same reason that we want to have that strength like our biceps. Helps prevent injuries, keeps the muscles strong, and certainly helps with that club head speed by just generating more power. So, we want to have our palms facing down, up on our tippy toes, sort of starting with the hands and the handles about eye level. We don't want those hips up, we want to tuck those hips down, keep that chin slightly relaxed, soften the shoulders, and we're bringing those right above the head and pressing up. So what we don't want to do is push with our hips, right? It's a common flaw that people are pushing with their hips. Hips stay down, the body lowers, keep them up. So you got that belly nice and tight, your core is fired, and you'll feel that right in the core, in the arms, the shoulders, through every single rep. 12 to 15, perfect repetition range. Next we're going into our longer straps, which would be our main straps here. Handles on the bottom, going to our chest flies. So again, going to work on a bit more flexibility in the chest, build a bit more of that strength. So again, for this guy, up on our tippy toes, hips are down, and we're reaching those arms out and bringing them right back in. Right, we're going to that same movement. If you're a beginner and you need a little more support, you could have your feet in that offset position, or you could certainly walk more forward to have a little less resistance. So that's going to be the chest flies, build a little bit more of that upper body chest to help counterbalance the back muscles that we're working on, those rows and those reverse flies. We finish this going to two sport-specific movements that are really going to replicate your golf swing. So, we're making sure that we've got our handles roughly hip height, belly height, getting that athletic position. So we're in our golf position here. Knees are bent, so we're going to start off with our two-arm golf swing. Belly is engaged. We're bringing both arms up like a golf swing, and as we come down, we're still getting those firm, coming up on that back toe, and we're replicating. So it's going to look a little quicker, making sure you're working on that balance. Setting it up again, firm in the straps, nice, soft, strong grip. Bring them right back up. Same thing if you're a lefty, going the opposite way, just to help with that counterbalance. Looking around 15 repetitions or so. You could even do both sides just to help with the counterbalance. And then the last one that we're working on is the single arm. So that one is our same setup. We're starting with our one arm as we fall, and as we come down, the only arm that moves is the other arm coming up on those heels. Just helps to really work on a little bit of that coordination. And right back down. Other side would be one arm. Right back there again. One arm. And the other side one more time. Good. So there we go. We've got, about 10 exercises roughly there, which are all going to sort of help your golf game. Going to build a bit more strength in your arms. Going to make sure that you help target your back. It's going to work on the legs, and it's definitely going to work on some of those core movements. I'd probably run through all those exercises a few times. Probably a workout like that's going to take you about 20 minutes, and certainly make sure that you're more prepared for your golf game, hopefully leading to a better score and having more fun. Thanks so much from A Stone Fitness and the Human Trainer.